All right. Welcome to Whiskey Madness. I'm Cliff, and this is my channel. This is my madness. Today we've got a little tournament that I set up with 3 bourbons I've had before and one that I tasted on site at the distillery, but really don't remember. It was several years ago, and I have yet to open this bottle. It's from Glens Creek. It's called OCD number 5. Um, I do remember about this that my wife didn't care for it so much, and I kind of did. So I only came home with 1 bottle instead of more. This is bottle number 85 out of barrel number 102. It's bottled at 105 proof. Again, Glens Creek OCD number 5. Next on the list is one that a few years ago was pretty darn popular. Um, got so popular that you couldn't find it on the shelf just about anywhere, at least around where I live. And interestingly, it's kind of taken a downturn in terms of popularity. It became like this bourbon that became, I don't know, kind of the meme for um, being overrated, if you will. And it may be true, may not. We'll find out today. Next on the list is Pritchard's. This is Benjamin Pritchard's Double Barrel Bourbon. Um, I've had this bottle for a long time. I actually just opened it yesterday for the first time and took a sip out of it. Um, I was impressed with it enough that I thought I would put it directly into this competition. So I'm not super familiar with it, other than the fact that I had a small taste yesterday. And then kind of a staple on the shelf, Four Roses Single Barrel. This one comes in at 100 proof. Just pretty solid bourbon. I will see this used in a lot of old fashions or other bourbon based cocktails. I actually like this single barrel just over a single ice cube. But today, these are the 4 that'll be going up against each other. Pretty excited about this one. Now let's look at our seating. Based on just seating is kind of my own thing. I kind of have a mental expectation of where I think it's likely to land, and this is how I'm going to lay it out. Number 1 seed will be the Four Roses Single Barrel. The number 2 seed in this competition is going to be Jefferson Ocean. The number 3 seed in this competition is going to be Benjamin Pritchard's Double Barrel. And the final 4th seed, since I really can't remember how it tastes, is OCD number 5. So let's get right down to it. Let's jump in. Let's use glasses from the other side. We'll get us a couple of glasses here, and we are going to pour first from the OCD number 5. Super dark and rich color, which I personally really appreciate in a bourbon. Wow, there is some serious nose on this bottle. Don't need much for this competition, so we'll pour a little bit there. Grab the Jeffersons. And just a little bit into the glass. Very nice. Very nice indeed. 4 seed, 2 seed. So we're going to start with the number 4 seed. Here goes the OCD. Let's check the nose. That is a it's a powerful nose. It's not overpowering, mind you, but it is there. It is substantial. I love it. Little molassesy sweetness, traditional oaky flavor. You can just, it's making my mouth water just on the nose. Rich, full-bodied aroma. All right, let's taste it. Wow. Woo! 105 proof. That drinks like, I would say, 115 plus. It's spicy. It's warm. It is not harsh. It is definitely spicy. Some peppery on the tongue. It's sweet. That molassesy flavor is coming through for sure. Definitely getting some of a strong, oaky richness. Man, I'm wishing I poured a little bit more of that right now. That's pretty good. So I'm going to cleanse the palate real quick. And we're going to dive right in to our number 2 seed, Jefferson Ocean. What voyage is this? There it is. Voyage 12. Not sure what that means. 12th time they put it on the boat and sailed it across the equator in the cask. The nose is not as prominent. Not at all as prominent. Sweet. Almost refreshing smelling. I mean, it's floral. Some honeysuckle. Yeah, honeysuckle. That kind of light sweetness that just kind of gets your imagination going, but doesn't really take you much further. Not much alcohol on the nose. It's very pleasant. Wow. That's interesting. That is not nearly as hot, not nearly as peppery, although there definitely is some spice along the sides of the tongue. Goes down the throat very nicely. Minimal burn. Of course, it's 90 proof, which probably has something to do with that, but it's also due to the maturing of the whiskey. So it's, wow, that's good. That's a little lighter, a little sweeter, a little more honey-ish, if you will. Very, very, very strong contention here. Wow. I will tell you, I'm going to have to make a pick here inside of 30 seconds, and I think I'm done. I think I'm going with OCD and the strong suit here. Let's move this guy out of the way, get our glasses out of the way. The main reason is, A, I love the color. I love that rich, deep mahogany color. The nose was something to just absolute reach out and grab you. And I was not at all disappointed with the flavor of the bourbon. In fact, it was fantastic. Be looking forward to this one in the finals. Now let's jump right over to our 1 and 3 seeds. Gonna pour a little Pritchard's first as the 3 seed. If I can get it out of there. Wow. And we will get a little bit of Four Roses single barrel in the glass as our number 1 seed. So from a color standpoint, they're really pretty close. The Pritchard's is a little darker, a little more amber, where the Four Roses is a little more yellow. Let's dive right in. Again, this one has a little more alcohol on the nose. You can actually smell it more so than either of the other two. Lightly sweet, more fruity, maybe almost like an apple. Let's go ahead and give this baby a shot. Tastes exactly like it did yesterday when I opened the bottle. The warmth factor is just blissful. It's caressing. It is what my wife would call smooth. It is sweet, but not overpoweringly sweet. It is definitely oaky, but not overly oaky. But the oak is prominent. But there's definitely some notes of like pitted fruit. I'm thinking maybe plum or I don't know, probably a dark plum. That is really a strong contender. That is a very good bourbon. Now to our number 1 seed and always a strong contender, our single barrel Four Roses. This one on the nose is much lighter on the nose. It's have to really inhale deeply to be able to even, experience the full richness of it. But once you get it, there's a lot in there. It's definitely a variety of aromas that kind of create this warm breakfast with a sunshiny day kind of feeling. Okay, that took a minute to really understand the complexity, and I'm going to do my best to explain it. Up front, the initial taste on the palate, sweet, soft, caressing the tongue. As it sat there and then on the swallow, it really kind of changed from Dr. Jekyll into Mr. Hyde. It became peppery. It became a little warmer. It was definitely something that lets you know it's there, and it's definitely a more complex bourbon, and I really didn't expect to say that, than the Pritchards. As I put these two together in the head-to-head, the complexity here is definitely interesting, and it is something that makes me want to taste it again. The Pritchard's is something that says you don't need to taste anything else. This is that good. It's sweet but balanced. It doesn't, make you want to go and put it on ice to dilute that sweetness in it. It doesn't. This is definitely in a neat pour. This is my winner over, hands down, over the Four Roses. So here we are. We find ourselves in the head-to-head face-off. Our number 3 seed versus our number 4 seed. And let's get right into it. We've already had one taste of each. Get a quick palate cleanse. And let's pour. That might not be enough. I love the synthetic corks when they fit tight. Just makes me feel like I'm minimizing the air in and out of the bottle. And once again, as soon as I opened this bottle, that nose just hit, and it hit hard in the best way. It is such a good nose. And you'll notice both of these are, I happen to pick the two darkest whiskeys. And I do that more than maybe I should. I'm not sure why. I think it's just visually appealing to me. However, this game is about taste. So let's get into it. OCD. Fantastic nose. Wow. I'm getting some caramel this time that I don't believe I got last time. Getting some, it's almost a salted caramel taste. I would like to pour that over some Bluebell homemade vanilla ice cream. That that is dessert in a glass right there. I am going to have a little bit of water. And we shall see what we have. Pritchard's Double Barrel. Nothing wrong with that nose. It is so strong, so delightful. Not as prominent as the OCD, but it is just a strong contending aroma. That makes me want to just sit here and share this bottle with my friends right now. My goodness. What a hard choice. I tell you what, these are both so good in their own in their own distinct ways. This Pritchard's Double Barreled is, I would say, a little more traditional bourbon flavor profile. This is a little sweeter, and bourbon's always sweet to me, but this is even a little bit sweeter. It is dessert. It's it's like a big juicy piece of carrot cake. It is sweet. It is delicious. But today I am picking Pritchard's Double Barrel, and really this is a hard choice. I think on any given day, one or the other could actually take home the trophy. But today, it is Pritchard's Double Barreled Bourbon Whiskey, coming in at 90 proof, as opposed to 105 for the OCD. It's smooth, it's balanced. The nose is really nice, not quite as awe-inspiring as the OCD nose is, but wow, what a great pick. You can't go wrong. And there we have it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, click that bell for notifications of when our next video comes out. This channel's brand new and we need your support. So thanks for being here. Tell your friends about us, and let's have some fun with some bourbon. God bless you.